turn number 2.
David Rudeman hard into the wall.
Contact in the
Contact made. Bell goes around. They're going to see for the first time. Chase Elliott win the Monster Energy Cup Series.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Go Bowling 400 here from Watkins Glen, New York. We're here at Watkins Glen International Raceway for 25 laps where these 38 drivers are here to tackle the 7-turn road course. Today I'm joined here by Speed Cup Stop Motion NLS Network, and today we're here to bring you an awesome race.
I'm super excited to see these cars move around this track that's been on the Nascar calendar for longer than any other road course, maybe other than Sonoma. I have not done my research for this race.
We have many title favorites coming into this race like Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch duking it out for the regular season points lead. But will Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin continue to have their feud? We'll have to see here at the Glen today.
Let's talk about Ross Chastain. He is holding that final spot in the playoffs. Other 15 have wins. He's plus 86. But with one win from one of those outside drivers, and he'll be knocked out.
Logano, the number 22 Pennzoil machine, gets ready to come here at the Glen and get ready to go. He's minus 86. Currently, and he's 17th in points. He's a great road course racer.
Here he is, the 17 of Chris Buescher. He's been so consistent on road courses lately, starting a little bit further back in the field, and in 19th in points, 194 down.
Chase Briscoe starting right behind him in the 15th position, needs a win, 144 points below the cut line. That's not gonna cut it.
And now we take a look at the 34 of Michael McDowell. He's starting 24th today at Watkins Glen. He's 20th in the points. He's going to need a win. He's minus 244 from the cut line. He's going to need a win today at the...
Finally, we have to look at the 2-car of Austin Cindric. Every time we come to one of these road courses, we look for him to do something great. But as of now, he has not. He wrecked in qualifying. Cindric, Mr. Forgettable, starting near the back of the field today after a mishap.
Lots of storylines to watch out during this race here for the Nasmar Community Cup Series. But right after, let's get you introduced to the track real quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Grand Marshal, APCS.
Watkins Glen, New York, are you ready to turn right and left today? Drivers, start your engines!
And the cars, they begin to roll off for the pace laps here at the Glen. Take a look at your starting lineup. Row number 1's Chase Elliott and Martin Truex Jr.
Row number 2 has Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch.
Row number 3 is going to be Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick.
Then Byron and Harvick in row 4.
Row number 5 has Christopher Bell and Joey Logano.
While row number 6 is Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney.
Row 7's Brock Keselowski and Ross Chastain.
Row number 8 has Chris Buescher and Chase Briscoe.
Row number 9 will be Daniel Suarez and Bubba Wallace.
And rounding out the top 20 is Kimi Räikkönen in the 91 and Eric Almirola. So the rest of the field will scroll past your screen, so if you don't see your favorite driver, go ahead and find them at the bottom there. But we are heading for 25 laps here at the Glen, and one of the best road course racers is Martin Truex Jr. So let's go ahead and see if we can get connected with him in the booth. Hey Martin, it's us in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, hey buddy.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to take for you to win today?
just have to wait and see how it goes, but we'll be ready for anything, and we're going to fight till the end like we always do.
Alright, best of luck to you.
Thank you guys. Have fun up there.
And that was great here from Martin Truex Jr. He's next to Chase Elliott, but let's go ahead and take a look at your Watkins Glen race breakdown.
As Watkins Glen is a 2.45 mile road course. We have 25 laps around the Glen, and it is 61.25 miles in length.
Stage 1 and 2 are both going to be 7 laps today.
Stage 3 is going to be a bit more, 11 laps, and the fuel window is 12 to 14 laps, so these teams will have to take a trip down pit road, probably around the end of Stage 2. That was your Watkins Glen race breakdown. Now as the drivers, they're going to come down pit road and check their pit road speeds. Let's go ahead and take a look at your incidents and practice to see how tricky this track is.
Going into turn 1, the number 42 of Mike Rockefeller just lost it here at the Glen.
And then looking at this incident over here, the 77 and 23 get into it going into turn 1. Certainly a treacherous spot right on this track.
And then this can even happen in qualifying too. Ryan Preece on a great hot lap and just spun himself out and barely hit the wall. He will have to go.
As the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on his great hot lap through the carousel, spins out, hits the wall. Unfortunate for him.
And then Austin Cindric, we talked about this earlier, totals his car, sends it to a backup through turn 6.
And as you can see, lots of treacherous areas around this track. For more
Kyle
information
Busch
about
is
the
starting
drivers-
4th today at Watkins Glen. He has an extremely fast car this weekend and has ran very strong all year long. The 8 team is looking for win number 3 on the season so far.
Christopher Bell is starting in the 9th position today. He says he's a very fast car, but wasn't quite able to perform in qualifying. Let's hope he can steal the win today.
Austin Cindric wrecked in practice today, starting 37th towards the rear, but was a contender for the pole before he wrecked out. He is in a backup car.
Race over here today at Watkins Glen is 25 laps, 60 plus miles, a very tricky racetrack, and people outside the playoffs need to get wins to get in.
And the fans there on their feet. The pace car heads down pit road. It's Chase Elliott, Martin Jr. leading us to green here at the Glen.
Going into turn 1. Oh, Kyle Larson already uses up the 19 going into the first corner. Through the S's. Here comes the 5 under the 8.
Yeah, it's the 9, then the 8, then the 5. 3 Chevys going into the bus stop chicane, and Kyle Larson gets squirrely once again, continues to lose spots.
Now the top 3 all single file, but then the JGR boys, Hamlin and Truex battling for the 4th position. It's Truex with the edge, but Hamlin battling right back on the inside lane.
Coming down the front straightaway now, Hamlin has the edge going into the first corner. He's going to try to take the spot from Truex. Truex battles back on the outside, going through the S's. He's going to get him through. Here comes Kurt Busch.
Great move by the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. as the leaders continue to separate themselves from the field, get into a single file line. It looks like Chase Elliott is dominating this one early on.
But here comes the 8 of Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott is not quite open and clear as he thought. Here he goes, stuck to the inside lane. Now they're side by side heading through turns 1.
Going into the S's, the 8 is dead even with the 9. Here they come, coming through the S's, coming down the short chute towards the bus stop. 8 even with the 9, through the bus stop. The 8 now takes the lead, he's going to clear the number 9 going through the carousel.
Amazing move in a very strange spot to pass on this track, as now Chase Elliott tries for the back bumper, the 8 gets into him, and now they're side by side again going through 7, but the 8 shuts the door.
Chase Elliott not giving up, diving back to the inside lane, almost has the 8 on the ropes, and he's finally going to clear him heading in the S's.
Coming down through the short chute towards the bus stop. Here comes the 19 below the 5 as well. He's below him, going through the carousel. Can the 19 draw even? He will. The 19's got a great car here at the Glen, going into the final corner.
Martin Truex Jr., some would say he's an underrated road course racer, and he's showing it right now as he's tracking into 3rd. William Byron getting by the 11, though, on the outside as we see a lot of the field fly by. As Kevin Harvick now diving down below the 48, but can't get the ground.
Yeah, the 48 still right on the inside or outside. Lots of switchbacks through the S's. Harvick now trying to mount charge, but Bowman's going to be able to clear him heading through the bus stop.
Here comes the 4. He's going to get loose. Way up the track goes the number 4, Kevin Harvick, through the carousel. He's going to lose a couple spots. Ryan Blaney goes right by him. Let's take a look at a replay here.
Yeah, taking a look at the replay here, you can see Harvick just went around, got a bit loose, a bit too hot heading in the corner, was managed to save that.
Really unfortunate situation for the 4 car as now he files back in line. As the 24 of William Byron makes an aggressive move on Kyle Larson, gets around him going into the carousel, heading to the end of stage 1.
Yeah, Chase Elliott coming to take the white flag in stage number 1. Kyle Busch, that is, a bit too far behind, a couple car lengths back. I'm not sure he's going to be able to catch him.
Here comes Chase Elliott through the S's, trying to hit all of his marks to get that ever-elusive stage win here to set him better off for the playoffs. 3 wins already in 2023. See if he can get a stage win and another W today come through the carousel.
Chase Elliott, always a favorite, especially at Watkins Glen. He's going to come off of 7 to win stage number 1.
And it's Chase Elliott who's going to take stage number 1 here, fully green stage 1. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, William Byron side by side between Larson and him. That was a very enthralling stage number 1. But now that that's over, we're about to have to go to a side-by-side commercial break. Look at all the highlights from stage 2. It sure was a fun one. We'll see you on the other side.
We're going to be in overtime. Denny Hamlin leads him to the line. We're back to green. Car on the wall, Alex Bowman. Contact made into the fence. Oh,
Elliott hits the 11. The 11's off the 24.
hard crash for him. The caution comes out with Logano out front.
Anybody got any requests?
Yeah. Please stop.
And welcome back to the Nasmar non-stop. Chase Elliott still leading here, followed by Kyle Busch. Talk about some of the biggest movers today. Well, only one, and that's Michael McDowell's battles for the 14th position. Now diving in the inside lane of Brad Keselowski. Gonna be able to clear through the S's. He's one of the fastest cars of the day. Come back from 24th, gain 10 spots through stage 1, and now he's going for another on the outside of Chase Briscoe.
Here comes the 34 of Michael McDowell again. He's now up to 13th, going through turn 6, now through turn 7.
Chase Elliott is slowing down as this run goes on, and he's reporting that he needs to come down pit road very soon. But here comes Kyle Busch to his inside.
And as reported, Chase Elliott losing ground is now Kyle Busch on the outside lane. Very fast car there, as Chase Elliott trying to battle back, but not quite able to compete with the might of Kyle Busch.
Coming through the S's now, coming through the short chute towards the bus stop. Kyle Busch now takes the lead over the number 9, and Chase Elliott going into the carousel. Number 9 now trying to make up some ground on the 8, coming down off the carousel.
And Kyle Busch is just radioed in. He's coming into the pits this time.
And it looks like the leaders are coming down pit road. Here they come, down to you.
Kyle Busch is the first to hit pit road. He's the fastest car on track right now, and he just got by the 9 of Chase Elliott for the lead. 4 tires, fuel, and a wedge adjustment is a call on the pit box by crew chief Randall Burnett.
Chase Elliott is losing ground quickly. Tires almost gave out. Tighten the S's. 4 tires, fuel, tire pressure, and a wedge adjustment.
And Chase Elliott's appeared to stall it on the end of pit lane. He's going to lose numerous spots as they merge back into the field here. Huge loss for the 9 as now we cut to the 24, who's our current leader, as more cars start to come down pit lane.
Yeah, Byron and Reddick leading and more cars heading down. It's going to be Bell and Larson down to you, Northwest.
Christopher Bell is reporting he's very loose in turn 6 and 7, very tight in the S's. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel, some tire pressure adjustments, and wedge adjustments.
Kyle Larson came in 4th, fast car and forfeiting stage points for hopefully the win. Loose in the carousel and the bus stop. 4 tires, fuel, and a slight wedge adjustment for the 5 machine.
Here comes the number 24, William Byron through the carousel, now leading Tyler Reddick into turn 6 and turn 7. They're coming to 1 to go in stage number 2.
And Tyler Reddick's actually going to cross the line before William Byron does, but now Byron gets him back in turn number 1 as they go up through the S's.
Yeah, William Byron with the lead. Reddick with a big run coming out of the S. He's going to dive to the inside lane, side by side. Oh, Harvick out of brakes. Big hit. Everyone involved. Harvick around. Reddick piles in late hard in the carousel wall. The tow trucks, and man, a ginormous 3-car incident here. I don't even know what happened. I saw the 4-car flying through the bus stop.
As the number 24, William Byron, took a humongous hit into the wall. Tyler Reddick and Kevin Harvick followed in tow. As huge crash here, Watkins Glen, the 4 getting checked out here by the paramedics.
What an unexpected and massive incident. Harvick came out of nowhere. That had to have been a case of either a throttle jam or a brake failure, something of the sort.
Yeah, the rest of the field will come around to take the rest of stage 2 under caution. Denny Hamlin, your winner, right after Joey Logano there. But let's take a look at how this happened.
Looks like the 4 just loses his brakes going into the bus stop. Can't slow down. The 45 and the 24 are just innocent victims there. Humongous hit for all 3 of them. Let's take a look at it one more time.
You are going 180 miles an hour almost as you enter the bus stop. One of the worst places to lose your brakes. And as we just saw, there's nowhere for the cars in front of you to go. Unbelievable damage there.
Yeah, we're very lucky that they all seem to be okay and walking to the ambulance under our own power. Looks like we also have a second angle here. Maybe we have a bit more context to how Kevin Harvick lost his brakes here.
Coming through the bus stop, yeah, he just loses his brakes, doesn't even get a chance to slow down going into the bus stop, and just takes out the 24 and the 45. Nowhere for those 2 to go. Unfortunate day for all 3 of them. Kevin Harvick, of course, not his fault. He did lose his brakes. Unfortunate for him.
Down the pit reporters.
Joey Logano in the 22 Pennzoil Ford finished second in the stage to Denny Hamlin, but only because the top 3 all crashed. 4 tires, fuel, and a very slight tire pressure adjustment is a call atop the pit box for the 22 team.
Denny Hamlin won the second stage after all the leaders had wrecked out. The car feels decent, but it's tight, and the S is going to be 4 tires and fuel and a wedge adjustment for the 11.
And Joey Logano clinches the first spot. Jones also going to beat Hamlin out. Then Buescher, Briscoe, LaJoie, Sinjic, Rockefeller, Wallace, Stenhouse, and then you can see the 2 open cars there, Daly and Lally. Well, we'll be right back. Great stage 2. Can't wait for stage 3. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to the Nasmar Community Cup Series Watkins Glen race. After that big incident to end stage number 2, we're going to have to see the drivers take the choose cone here.
Kyle Busch goes inside. Christopher Bell goes outside. Larson inside. Truex goes inside. That's a very questionable move by him. McDowell and Bowman both go outside. Blaney and Keselowski go inside as Burton goes inside as well.
As we get ready for the restart here at Watkins Glen, the fans on their feet coming into the 3rd stage. It is going to be Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell up front. So we get ready to go green here.
Christopher Bell and Kyle Busch leading us to green. Busch on the inside, Bell on the outside. We're back green here at the Glen.
Going in the first turn, Kyle Busch is going to get an early lead. Here comes Kyle Larson below the number 20 of Christopher Bell through the S's, down through the short chute into the bus stop.
It's Kyle Larson peeking on that inside as they go around the carousel now. Can he get past Bell? Not quite. Bell's going to have the inside into 6, closes the door on the 5 cars. The 8 pulls away.
The 8 continue to pull away, but maybe not. Christopher Bell reeling him in. He has a slightly faster car. And you can see we're on board with Kyle Busch now. Christopher Bell kind of closing in there, trying to get to the back bumper of the 8.
Coming through the bus stop into the carousel. Here comes the 20. Hunting down the 8. Oh, Chase Elliott misses the bus stop. He's going to have to stop and get the car back going. He absolutely missed it. Very uncharacteristic from the number 9 here at the Glen.
Now Christopher Bell looking to the inside for the lead. Chase Elliott seeming to be throwing this race away now after being so dominant early. But it's the 20 car who's mounting a charge to the front.
Christopher Bell slides past the 8 of Kyle Busch and is driving away. Kyle Busch a bit too far back to react. But how about Ross Chastain, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack? He's trying to reel in the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. In fact, he is the fastest car as he closed in.
As now you see the 1 of Ross Chastain diving down under the 19 car as Christopher Bell continues to pull away bit by bit, opening up that gap.
Now let's go ahead and talk about the through the field, down to our pit reporters.
Christopher Bell in the 20 machine holds the lead and is slowly pulling away from the field. He's reporting to his team that the car is a little bit too tight and his biggest concern is in the S's.
Kyle Busch is in P2 behind Christopher Bell, very tight everywhere, and he's hoping for a caution as he is phenomenal on the short runs, he says on the radio.
Ross Chastain is currently third. He's the fastest car in the field. He's closing in on Kyle Busch and is hoping to advance himself into the playoffs with a win here at Watkins Glen.
Michael McDowell is currently running in the 4th position and is the 2nd fastest car in the field. He's a great road racer and needs a win to lock himself into the playoffs.
Martin Truex Jr. in 5th place, losing ground very quickly. He says he's very loose in the S's, hoping for a caution. And oh, we got a car around in the S's.
The rivalry continues. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, we've seen this many times. Oh, big hit. Josh Bilicki multiple times to the wall, spinning once over, and finally coming to a stop on the front straightaway. Dylan spins, dives to avoid, and a big hit for Josh Bilicki.
Huge hit for Josh Bilicki coming through turn 6 and 7. The 77 machine might have gotten tagged by the 47. We don't know yet, folks. What a hit for the 77.
As you see, both Spire cars in frame here, although I'm assuming Corey LaJoie has nothing to do with it. It's the 77 overshooting turn 6. Just chose not to back it down. What a strange move to stay so committed on that outside lane.
Yeah, it looks like you really wanted that spot from Stenhouse, just really stuck it in there and went too far, went into the wall, and it went across, and oh man, a huge hit for the 77.
Huge hit indeed for Josh Bilicki. Unfortunate for him, trying to get too much too early here at the Glen. You see, let's take a look at it one more time. He just overshoots it, hits the wall. I hope Stenhouse might have some damage on that front nose of the 47 car.
Yeah, huge hit for that second Spire entry. Running towards the back of the field, not necessarily a contender, but he's certainly mixed up the front of this grid now.
And looking at the choose cone here, you can see drivers diving every single which way. McDowell somehow made it up to the 4th position. What a drive from him.
As Michael McDowell making up a lot of spots in today's race. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened between Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin coming off of turn 7. It looks like the 11 gets into the 9, and then the 9 retaliates, and the 11 just dumps him going into turn 1. Once again, the blood boiling between these two drivers.
Yeah, crazy scenes here from the Glen, but we'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back from commercial break here for the Nasmar Community Cup Series Watkins Glen race. The fans, they're ready to go back racing. It's going to be Chris Bell and Ross Chastain as they come through the short chute. Now you can see the pace car heading down pit road. It's Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain laying his back green here at the Glen.
Christopher Bell dives it down deep into 1, and it looks like the 8 and the 1 car are going to try to get under him. Ross Chastain's the lead at the Glen.
Crazy scenes here as Ross Chastain takes the lead. Here goes McDowell to the outside of Chris Bell. McDowell trying to make it stick through the corner there as you see a flyby of the field. Oh, Blaney spinning off the bumper of Larson. Bounces back, jumping, and Truex hits him. Tires flying everywhere. It's a ginormous incident. The big one's going to strike here at the Glen.
Huge crash here at Watkins Glen. The 12 of Ryan Blaney absolutely destroyed. All the safety crews are out to make sure these drivers are okay after a big pileup. Kimi Räikkönen in the 91 involved, 23 of Bubba Wallace. Ryan Blaney's absolutely destroyed.
In a week where Ryan Newman can win the SRX championship, Ryan Blaney is given a hellacious smashing blow here as we take a look at this replay. It looks like Blaney gets washed up wide. The 5 of Larson gets up into him, and then just no one can stop. Fluid down on the racetrack. It looks like Daytona here.
Just an absolute parking lot here. This is going to send us to only 2 laps to go. Taking another look at how this happened. Looks like Larson just got loose, and oh man, huge hits for everybody. And Truex just went slamming into the 12 Pennzoil machine. Big hit into the sand trap. Everybody involved.
Huge crash here. Watkins Glen again. The 12 of Ryan Blaney absolutely destroyed. Let's take a look at the replay here. Looks like coming off of the carousel. The 5 just loses it going in there. Huge hit for him. Destroys Blaney. Truex hits the 12 as well. And then there's just chaos after that.
A massive hit all the way throughout the field. This has got to be one of the biggest wrecks we've seen at the Glen, possibly ever. You just see there's clearly fluid down on the track, something that just keeps these cars moving when they're all on the brakes. Absolute carnage here.
Yeah, and to make sure these drivers are okay, let's go down to our pit reporters.
Ryan Blaney lost control in the carousel, spun back into traffic, and got T-boned by Martin Truex Jr. Ryan is fine and would love to get win number 3 of the season next weekend in Daytona.
Martin Truex says it was all his fault, wasn't quite able to avoid Ryan Blaney and plowed into him. He had a hard hit in the sand trap, and he's okay, fortunately.
Eric Jones doesn't really know what happened, knows he ended up on top of Logano, but he's okay.
Welcome back to the Nasmar Community Cup Series Watkins Glen race. We're back after a humongous incident. Let's take a look at the choose cone here.
Looking at the choose cone, it seems like a lot of drivers are preferring the inside. The RFK cars are going to split up as Cindric barely makes a decision. Rockefeller goes inside as well as Ty Gibbs.
And the choose cone's so important with only 2 laps to go. This will be a very fun one today. You can see Ross Chastain and then Chris Rebel, Michael McDowell right there. They both need wins. But look at this. Chase Elliott closing in on Denny Hamlin's. He has his sights set. And Logano going to be able to rejoin the field. The only one out of that 13-car mess. And now as they head through turn 7, underneath the bridge, Chastain and Bellius at 2 laps to go.
Going down through turns 1 and 2, going through 3 and 4, now through the S's on board with Ross Chastain, trying to hold on to the lead. Coming into the short chute into the bus stop. Here comes Michael McDowell, fan favorite number 34, making up spots.
This would be huge if either Chastain or Michael McDowell were to win this race. The playoff bubble would be absolutely crushed as Ross Chastain leads us onto the white flag lap.
Here comes Michael McDowell. He throws it in the air all the way on the outside. Look at the drive from the 34 machine. He's going to be able to clear him coming out of the S's. And now here comes Chastain diving back. Contact made.
Here comes the number 1. Here comes the 34 on the outside. Going in through turn 6 and 7. The 34 is going to have the lead. Chastain puts the bumper. Coming off turn number 7.
And across the finish line, it's Michael McDowell to punch his ticket into the playoffs and win here at the Glen.
And now we've got Hamlin hard at the inside wall as we cross the line. Chase Elliott with the retaliatory move there. The 11 hard into the wall, and he still might have crossed the line before the 9 car did.
Wow, crazy scenes here as we take a look at the replay of the final 2 laps. You can see Chastain with his onboard. He thought he was in the clear with Bell taking up with McDowell.
McDowell got below the number 20 of Christopher Bell, and then through the carousel. He thought he was clear, but the 34 had a great race car. Going into the carousel, the 34 was on his heels.
And coming down to the turn 1 here, it almost seems like the number 1's brakes got soft. The 34 was able to throw it in so much harder on exit and then storm by him in the S's as they started to fight back and forth.
Yeah, more contact was made, and there was just a switchback. Crossover after crossover here. You can see him here, and then Chastain put the bumper to him, and then Chastain gave it everything he had in the final corner. Really slid, but Michael McDowell is victorious here at the Glen. And you can see right here, one more time, you can see, oh man, huge hit for Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott. Crazy scenes there. Well, that concludes this race. Michael McDowell, he is your winner, and he will advance to the playoffs with that win here today. What a day for him as the rivalry also continued between Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott. Let's take a look at your results on today's race. And it was a pretty good one indeed. Starting first, obviously, McDowell, Chastain, Bell, Bowman, Busch round out your top 5. Then Keselowski, Briscoe, Buescher, Elliott, and Hamlin. Hamlin still squeaking out that top 10, even after wrecking across the line. And then you see your second slide here. Austin Cindric, Killen's just 11th. But how about Mike Rockefeller getting 12th? in that car. You know, this was his first time in one of the Cup cars, and he did a great job here today. Same here with Stenhouse, Dillon, Lally also with an 18th place finish, Justin Haley 21st, and you can see 24th on back is the drivers that wrecked out. Truex, Larson, Blaney, lots of big names there. You can see the final slide here. Look at the bottom three, Reddick, Byron, Harvick, those three could have contended for a win. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this crazy race here from the Glen. It was an honor to be joined here by Speak Up Stop Motion NLS. Guys, got any final words?
This was a great race. On to Daytona.
On to Daytona. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, lots of comebacks we tried to make. Thank you so much for watching this productions. And yeah, we'll see you next time at Daytona. Peace.